As someone who has taught literally thousands of people how to be successful on YouTube, all the way from complete beginners to 10-figure companies, I see the same mistakes over and over again. And in today's video, I'm gonna be going over the top 5 mistakes that people make after uploading their YouTube video. And I'm gonna be going over these in order. So number 5 is the 5th most common mistake, and number 1 is going to be the most common one. So you're really gonna enjoy this video. Chances are you're making one or more of these mistakes if you're not having success on YouTube yet. And so you absolutely need to watch this video. And if you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by gently tapping that like button. And let's jump into it right now. All right, mistake number 5 is accidentally turning on something that you shouldn't turn on. So an example of this would be turning on altered content, which is basically saying that your video is AI made when your video has very little to no AI. In that particular case, turning on altered content would mean that your video is substantially AI made. So there's an AI voice, there's a fake AI avatar. So it's not like a real person, it's an AI avatar, or it's an AI avatar of a real person, which again is also not really a real person. That is the only time that you would turn on altered content. If you turn this on, I believe that YouTube is going to throttle your video a little bit because YouTube has a massive problem with AI created content. Another one you might accidentally turn on is made for kids. If you turn that on and your video is not made for kids, YouTube is almost certainly going to throttle your content. Another one is turning on player for education if your video isn't specifically designed to be played in schools, right? If your video isn't specifically designed for that, not to say it wouldn't be played in schools, but if it isn't specifically designed to be played in a classroom setting, then do not turn on player for education, right? This is something that my brother actually did. If you didn't know who he is basically 50 years old. We started him on YouTube May 26, 2025. Less than 1 month later, he already had a video take off and he was making $214 in a single day from YouTube. And he did it, of course, because he listened to my philosophies and my system. But what did he end up doing after that? Unfortunately, he started watching other YouTubers, and one of them said that he should turn on player for education, and his views bombed, and more importantly, his RPM bombed. He actually started making way less money in RPM than what he was making initially. Now, we were able to fix it. We were able to, get it turned around, and he's doing great now, but do not make this mistake of turning on player for education unless your video is specifically designed to be viewed in a classroom. And same thing with the other ones. So basically, make sure you know what you're doing when it comes to uploading. And I've made entire videos on how you can basically get that all dialed in. I can also answer any questions you have in the live that I'm doing this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys, in the editing process right now, and I just wanted to mention that if you're struggling to grow on YouTube, you're having trouble getting views, subscribers, making money, or even picking a niche, I'm gonna be hosting a free one-time live workshop that goes over exactly how to help with that. How to finally make money from YouTube.com in 2026. So make sure to mark that down, and also make sure to click the link in the description and the pinned comment below so you don't miss out. And if you attend live, you'll also have a chance to be the one person I pick for a real-time channel audit once we move into the interactive portion of the workshop. And if you feel unsure about what niche to choose, or you're worried that your niche might be too broad or it's not profitable enough, then this workshop is for you, because I'll be giving away the 60-second niche validator 2.4 completely free. This is the latest and most optimized version of my GPT-powered niche validation tool, and it helps you instantly test and uncover profitable YouTube niches before you waste time creating content that doesn't bring in leads, sales, or money. It's smarter, faster, and trained on even more data from real profitable channels, and I'll be giving it away completely free, but only at this live workshop. And just a heads up, this might be one of the last times I give this tool away for free because I'm planning on making it into a actual software. So if you've been on the fence, this is definitely a good time to pick it up. Now, during the workshop, there's a full presentation on how to grow on YouTube, followed by a Q&A where you can ask me questions directly on Zoom. And people do ask a lot of questions, the majority of the time about niche, and many people walk away with niche clarity during the session itself. And the same strategies I teach are the ones that help clients like Nicole, who went from 85 subscribers to $85,000 in a single month, Seth, who went from years without a viral video to immediately getting 300,000 views right after starting working with us, or Davis, who scaled from 100K a month and was able to remove himself from recording. And even people who aren't clients, like Isaiah, were able able to make $20,000 only using the free content and live workshop strategies. So make sure you show up, click the link in the description or the pinned comment to register, and add it to your calendar so you don't miss the chance to grab the 60-second niche validator AI. And if you missed the date, that's okay. Check the link still to see when the next workshop is happening or to sign up to a list that will tell you when the next one does. So see you Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now back to the video. The next common mistake that I see people making is trying to optimize something that isn't actually working yet. And this is, I can't tell you how common this is. The way I like to think about optimization is kind of like an egg. If an egg is well cooked and then you put some salt, some pepper, and some ketchup on top of the egg, it can make it even better. But if the egg is either uncooked or even worse, let's say the egg is rotten, if you put salt and pepper on top of it and ketchup, it doesn't matter. It's rotten. It's not gonna make it taste any better. And that is what optimization is all about. Optimization is taking something that's already good and making it even better. And the problem is a lot of people will not have something that's already working, right? Their videos are not working yet. And they will try to optimize their videos. They'll try to put way too much effort into them. Sometimes they'll even edit the video after it's uploaded, or they'll spend hours and hours scrutinizing why the video didn't do well. And what you wanna do is study the winners, not the losers. Because the one thing that's going to make the biggest difference in whether your video does well or not is the idea. And so if you haven't found a winning idea, if you haven't figured out what your audience actually wants from you yet, then it really doesn't matter how much you optimize the losing ideas. It's not going to do any good. You're just gonna be wasting your time. So a huge mistake that I see people making is trying to optimize something that isn't working yet. You're basically putting ketchup and salt and pepper on a rotten egg. Don't do that. Just find a good egg. And that leads me to the next mistake, which is obsessing over one video instead of making more. Now, these two kind of go hand in hand because if you're doing one, you're probably doing the other as well. But the truth is, after you upload a video, after you do the basics of all the things that I'm talking about in this video, you honestly just want to forget about it. Basically, just forget that it ever existed. Don't even have any emotions towards it either. Because what so many people will do is they'll upload a video and then they'll obsess over every little thing. They'll obsess over all the metrics and then they'll kind of just like poke it with a stick. Like, hey, are you going to do something? And they'll just waste tons of time obsessing mentally, emotionally, and even sometimes physically, literally like changing things in the video, trying to make sure that it works. They might even go promote the video in random different subreddits and forums and stuff like that, and just spam it across the internet, hoping that that would work. You might go to Fiverr and pay somebody to do SEO for your video, thinking that, oh, that's some kind of secret hack and that's gonna work. But the truth is, the best use of your time by far is to just go and simply make more videos and stop obsessing over one video instead of making more. And this is where having a system comes in. You need to have a system for creating content consistently, a system for production, a plan, a process that you absolutely know with 100% certainty will work. Just as an example, my brother, when he used my system, his very first video blew up. Now, does that always happen when people use my system? No. My brother worked directly with me, so he had a much higher chance of success, and there's probably a little bit of luck there as well. But if you have a system where you're very confident that if you follow the system and you do things correctly, within your first 30 videos, for sure, you're gonna have one that blows off and your channel takes off from there, then you will easily be able to buy in and follow this system. And that's exactly the system I'm gonna be teaching you this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check the link in the description and the pinned comment below. And I'm also gonna be giving away an AI that makes the whole system much, much easier. So do not miss out on that. Put it in your calendar. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be a workshop with myself, and my brother might even show up as well. All right, the next mistake is not telling YouTube where to send viewers next. And that also includes not pinning a comment as well as putting things in your description in the correct way. So you want to be very, very clear to your viewer where they should go next in several different ways. First of all, there's what's known as a call to action. That call to action could be to subscribe to your video, but it could also be to go somewhere else outside of YouTube. It could be to join your private YouTube community. It could be to attend a live training. It could be to do this free thing or get this free thing. But you need to be very clear about what you're gonna do once the person's actually watching your video and they're going through your video, and you need to have a very clear call to action. Additionally, you should have another clear call to action at the end of the video. And typically this should be something that tells people to watch another video that they'd likely be interested in if they watch the original video. So just as an example, here's an example of what you shouldn't do. Let's say your original video is about top 5 best college degrees. Your video at the end should not be, hey, check out the top 5 best credit cards, because college degrees and credit cards don't really have much to do with each other. But your video at the end might be, check out the top 5 worst college degrees, or how to pick your dream college degree, or the 5 highest paying jobs you can get with the highest paying college degrees. Something like that. Something where they would likely be interested in that video if they watched the original one. And then additionally, the thing that you send them to that might be off the platform should also be something that gives you and the viewer value. So for instance, we send people to a live training. We give tons and tons of value to people who attend these live trainings. And the more value you give to people, the more value you will get in return. So you should always make sure that your calls to action are in your description, at the top of your description, above the fold, meaning you don't have to click more in order to see it. There should be attractive text that tells people why they should click that. Then you should have the same thing in your pinned comment. And then at the end of your video, you should have an end screen that pops up and tells them what they should watch next. And mistake number 1 that people make is either deleting a video because it's doing bad, or stopping posting on their channel, or thinking that they need to start a new channel because they're constantly switching niches or they're switching video ideas. Basically, all these 3 things go in the same category. Do not ever delete a video because it's doing bad. Do not ever delete your channel or switch to a different channel. You can easily talk about other things on the same channel. Just as an example, when I first started this channel, because of the fact that I used the hybrid personal brand method when I started the channel, I was able to switch niches probably about 15 different times. I talked about how to get government grants. I talked about business loans. I talked about credit cards. I talked about investments. I talked about college degrees, careers, certifications, all kinds of different stuff. And I was able to jump around to those different niches because of the way that I set up the channel with the hybrid personal brand method. And this is another thing we're going to be covering in the live training. So make sure you attend that. Click the link in the description and the pinned comment below. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Put it in your calendar as well. And by the way, if you haven't set your channel up in the correct way, you can change it to be set up in the correct way where it is a hybrid personal brand. And that's even if you have a faceless channel, by the way. It doesn't actually have to show your face. But yeah, the worst thing you can do is start a second channel, or, delete your channel or delete your videos, or any of these types of things that I see people doing all the time. And all of that is actually so damaging to you, and it's something that you inflict upon yourself. YouTube is already hard enough on its own, and you don't need to make it harder by getting shiny object syndrome and starting different channels or deleting your videos. I've had videos that have taken off like a year after I've uploaded them. Never, ever, ever delete your videos, or even deleting your channel. Just don't do this. Always make sure you keep moving forward no matter what. You can always hide your videos or private your videos later if you're embarrassed about them, if you really need to, but there's just no reason to do that. My first video ever on my channel was a review video. I just did a review video of a product that I bought. And a small percentage of those people that watched the review video were my fans after that. They would watch everything else that I posted, right? There's a million reasons to just never delete videos that you upload. Just don't do it, all right? It's not gonna help you at all. Don't do it. And these are the kind of things that I get all the time. Now, one thing I do is when I do these live trainings, I will literally take any question you have about YouTube. You get to ask an expert who's worked with 10-figure companies on their YouTube strategy and their social media strategy, any question that you possibly have in your head about YouTube, and I will answer all of them this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check it out in the description and the pinned comment below. So it's super valuable. Do not miss out on it. And you can check out somebody who started with us right here with Sean, who we helped go from $30,000 a month all the way up to over $500,000 a month.